Alright, let's get started. So, I love Arma, and what I've made here is a nice little... I love making maps and just little battles, like little Civil War models. You know, this is the modern day Civil War hobby, sorry. So this is what I've been working on for a while. I have plenty of maps that I've made over the years. A lot of Arma 2 maps. This has been a bit of a hobby of mine since... God, when did I get Arma? Since, like, when I first got Arma 2. I've always known about it. Ever since I got, like, a PC, I've always wanted to play Arma, and so here I am. So, I'm okay at it. I actually like making these little maps. So, we're going to play this one to its completion. I will have to turn off the mic, though, because I will turn it on periodically, but the problem is that I don't have headphones, so I think it's going to bounce off the speakers a little bit too much. I haven't tested it fully. I have looked at recordings where it's actually not that bad. So maybe I might keep it on, but maybe it might bounce off after a while. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch off my mic. If I want to talk, I will, and provide commentary, then I will. So let's go into the world map. I've done my best to give this sort of battle a little bit of context, so let's take a look. Okay. So let's start off with the situation. The Russian Civil War. Krasnodar, 2022, September 7th, Wednesday, 5:53 in the morning. Gentlemen, it's been a long war. It's been a tough war, but we've pulled back from the brink. The death of Vladimir Putin 2 years ago left his Russia in ruins. Democracy roared once again, but the ultranationalists rejected the 2020 elections, which saw our faction come to power. Choosing the sword over the pen, the Putinists took to the mountains, the fields, the Siberian forests, and our once beloved cities to carry out unspeakable violence against the Russian people throughout this horrid civil war. We stayed true to our word. Under the banner of the Russian Democratic Forces, we fought to hold Krasnodar against the Russian nationalist movements, facing certain defeat. However, NATO intervention has seen us push the enemy back. One last drive will push them towards the seas. To arms. So yeah, that's kind of the crux. So we are playing as the Russian Democratic Forces, the Alexei Navalny sort of faction, the pro-liberal democracy faction against the nationalists, which is really the old Putinist sort of regime. So that's kind of this. So it's a civil war in a way. And NATO. So what's this place called again? Krasnodar. Krasnodar is the region close to Crimea. So it's down south. It's the only I didn't really want to just make it Chernarus. So this is sort of... Ignore the sea to the east. But this is sort of... Actually, no, don't. But, like, this is sort of close to the Black Sea. So the Black Sea is off to the west somewhere. And so this is really the last push they make before they have a giant, like... They're able to just swiftly take the rest of the region. There's a few things I didn't mention on the map. I wish I did, but... There's an IDAP center here. So IDAP... So this is the newly empowered IDAP, which is an arm of which is in cooperation with the United Nations. The United Nations has been empowered to use force to protect certain protected regions. So they came in with the NATO forces, landed in the airbase, and made their way down. And so Zelenogorsk has become a safe zone, so no forces are allowed in there, or they will be fired upon by both NATO and United Nations forces. That includes these guys. It includes the pro-democratic forces. And they're held up in this church, which is the hospital for civilians. You might see a few of them popping up in the battlefield, hopefully. Not too much, but just a nice little ambient thing going on. So, let's move on. Execution. So, we are a part of the support corps, which is we're a medical squad. And we are to advance with the professional infantry squads of the 51st Regiment. The 51st Regiment is also supported by the 7th Division, is a part of the 7th Division, which occupies this part of the front line. And what's going to happen is their regiment, supported by a lot of militia elements as well, are going to push across the no man's land, across the open fields, and we're to help them in breaching the defensive line Alpha, which is one of their main strong points in their defense. Once we've done that, we can proceed for the dense forest and peak Green Mountain and capture the Nationalists' main compound. And that should be the end of the mission. So, yep, support the 7th Division in taking Green Mountain. So, tasks. First is breaching the defensive line. Pretty simple, and then take Green Mountain. Simple as that. And that should be it. That's just the end of it. That's the context. If anybody's interested in the context, it adds a little bit to the battles. It's fun, because then you kind of, get into the role-play mode and have a bit of coffee. So, let's start this. It is going to be a bit laggy and a bit loud, so do bear in mind. I'm going to turn off my mic now and enjoy the battle.
Východ. Mám cíl, můžu pálit.
pátý, třetí, cíl. Třetí, pátý, prosím, konec. Rozumím, konec. Třetí, doplň střelivo.
Bacha, jdu!
Okay, so the initial attack has been largely however, two of the characters. This is my last character on
Družstvo,
in this
pohyb,
regiment.
západ.
So I'm gonna try to take care of them. In fact, I'm gonna save right here. So the medic has died. We're gonna pretend we're still part of the support. We're actually part of 51st. Really, it's a support corps. We'll pretend we're part of the support corps. So we're gonna keep going. The helicopter's been shot down. However, the initial attack has made its impact. We severely damaged the defensive line, and so now we're just advancing on it. Reinforcements are expected to start pouring down to the defensive line, so it's not completely gone yet. No, there's still enemies there. But a few of our BMPs are breaching the line. Are going to move up and try to clean out most of the enemies. So we're going to keep pushing. We're getting closer to the movement. We've got to watch out for civilians, because I don't know if anybody noticed at the beginning. You could see some civilians driving across because they didn't realize the battle was about to begin. A lot of our support vehicles got demolished during the heavy armor. You can see there's a few of our tanks just holding up.
Mám cíl, můžu pálit. Sever. Metru.
Makej, kryju! Kryj mě! Makej, kryju!
Druhý cíl. Mám cíl, můžu pálit.
Běž, budu tě kryj! Makaj, jdu!
Západ 500 metrů.
Severozápad.
Makej, kryju! Jdu! Dělej! Běž, budu tě kryj! Dobrý, jdeme! Dobrý, jdeme! Běž, budu tě kryj! Dělej! Dobrý, jdeme!
Západ.
Jdu! Dobrý, jdeme! Dělej! Kryj mě! Dělej! Kryj mě! Kryj mě! Padej! Dělej! Bacha, jdu! Kryju! Padej! Kryju, běž! Jdu! Běž, budu tě kryj!
Cíl.
Jdu! Jdu! Dobrý, jdeme! Dělej! Kryj mě! Kryju! Kryj mě! Dobrý, jdeme! Kryju, běž!
Jich.
Makej, kryju! Kryj mě!
Druhý cíl. 500 metrů.
Dobrý, jdeme! Kryj mě!
Cíl.
Cíl.
Makaj, jdu! Kryju, běž!
Mám cíl. Osmý cíl. Třetí cíl. Osmý cíl.
Makaj, jdu!
Sedmý, to schytal. Cíl 3, 4.
That's unfortunate. We should have saved. That's really annoying. Okay. Okay, so there's obviously some sharpshooters in the forests. Yeah, it looks empty, but it's not. That's the thing. That's the trick of this map, is that they're just hiding in the forests, and it's just hard for us to spot them. And so they're using that to their advantage to try to pick off soldiers. They're gonna at least give the people in the compound a fighting chance. So let's go back and let's keep fighting. That's why we saved. That's good. Alright.
Devátý, druhý cíl.
Kryju, běž! Kryju, běž! Dělej! Běž, budu tě krejt! Makej, kreju! Krej mě! Padej! Tu! Krej mě! Makej, kreju! Krej mě! Běž, budu tě krejt! Tu! Běž, palba! Krej! Padej! Makej, kreju! Tu! Kreju mě! Tu! Krej mě! Krej mě! Tu! Čelej! Tu! Tu! Makej, kreju! Makej, kreju! Běž, budu tě krejt!
Šestý. Trefil zvláštní. Šestý. Zpátky. Cíl. Devátý.
Breaks the line, however. Seem to be reinforcing it. So much for that. Okay, so I got hit. I thought I was behind cover, but now they got me. See, like, it changes. It's like what I like. There's enough room for the battle to change as you like go back. So that was different. The tank finally came out, so that was different. Okay, get back to it.
Devátý. Druhý. Cíl.
That just shows silence is more dangerous than sound. And noise. Sorry. storm. Seems like there's oh, I can't tell if that's an enemy.
Makej, kryju!
The enemy armor seems to be trying to flip around and counterattack, but they're being attacked by our armored units. The mechanized in the armor are going to leave it to the other units to reinforced.
Mám cíl, můžu pálit. 7. Cíl. Severozápad.
I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'm going to let this timeline play out. This is not Groundhog Day. A fun play style to do Groundhog Day. That's that'll take so long. It's where you kind of just restart. Well, not restart, but like say from like a certain point and just like try to do as much of the battle as possible without saving. But I'll leave it here. So it seems like a lot of the infantry is moving up to reinforce. I programmed it so a few squads come down. So I think they've reached the tree line now. They're firing down on the enemy to the point where we're seeing them.
Severozápad. 500 metrů. 2, 6. Severozápad. 500 metrů. Severozápad. 500 metrů.
Seems like the infantry's just charging up the mountain at this point. Looks like the militia is taking the lead, and the soldiers are being more careful. They're gonna get annihilated, don't they? think our squad is just covering them for now as they advance. So.
Kryj mnie! Hej, bierz! Pachadu! Kryj mnie! Strzelaj! Kryj mnie! Dobrý, jdeme! Dělej!
That's very odd. We still haven't taken it. That means there's still units in this vicinity, meaning whoever's running up this mountain's about to run into them. But we are about to breach. rest of the division's taking its sweet ass time climbing up the mountain. I don't know how much of the defensive they have left. If they still have that BDRM, that's still going to be a problem. Because then they're just going to thrash all of that militia you saw charging into the mountain. They're just going to get destroyed by that BDRM. They don't have any actual explosive ordnance.
6. Doplň střelivo. 0, 0.
So, I might even leave this group and go join them. Okay, we've reached the outskirts of the forest, and you can just see the, like, oh, that was quick. You can see the rubble and destruction. Is this guy alive? This guy looks dead.
Druhý cíl.
Okay, so we got some friendly forces pushing up the right flank. RPG's ready. That BDRM is still active. BRDM, sorry. I don't know what I keep calling BDRMs. So what we need to do is we just keep pushing toward on an incline. So once we pass that gradient, we have the I don't know what infantry is left, so we need to watch out. But we can see there's a general advance going on at the moment. Okay, this is the final stretch. Over that peak is the enemy compound, and we're pushing in to take it. After taking that, we've got a full view of the whole region.
Západ.
Běž, budu tě kraj! Kraj mě!
fucked. Nobody saw that.
7. 9. Cíl.
Nobody saw that.
Makej, kryju!
Druhý. Cíl. Druhý. 9. Rozumím, konec. 7. Cíl. Devátý. 8. Cíl. 8. 9. Rozumím, konec. Druhý. 3. Cíl. Třetí. Druhý. Rozumím, konec. Pátý. 6. Rozumím, konec.
What the fuck? We got a fucking band of Bruvard right there. Jesus, this is like fucking the Battle of the Stone. Fucking hell. So, I didn't even know the AI could do that. See, the game surprised me. So I don't even know if mortars could do that, but they fired right at point blank range right at me. That was very weird. It looked like we did take out that APC defending. And you can see that guy pushing, so he survived. Survive. It's pretty funny though that he fucking just nailed me. We are a bit far back, but I did save as the battle. Like, that's okay. It does show that they still have a pretty sizable defense there, so like, don't take any call. You just saw that guy just get fucking nailed by the APC. So we'll see.
Do východ.
Makej, kryju!
Severozápad.
Třetí. Doplň střelivo. Sedmý. 8. Cíl.
To schytal.
You saw that? Fucking hell. They do have quite a bit of troops there. So, like, not all of them got wiped out. So we need to be careful. I think we need to be more careful. I was being too aggressive because I wanted to take that APC out. But yeah, you saw that, like, they're fucking suicidally defending the mountain.
Sever.
Osmý, šestý, cíl. Západ 200 metrů. Severozápad.
Devátý, třetí, cíl.
Devátý, třetí, konec. Pátý, sakra, osmý, to schytal.
Negativní.
Druhý, to schytal. Čtvrtý, přebírám velení.
Fucking hell. Look at that thing. Jesus, that wiped out the whole squad. They fucking... Yeah, that mortar tactic is fucking effective. They're just smashing the line there. They're waiting for us, man. They're waiting for us. Let's get back to it. One more try.
Makej, kryju!
Východ.
Třetí, doplň střelivo, 0-8. západ 200 metrů. 7. 8. Cíl. Mám cíl stopálu 200. Cíl. Mám cíl, můžu pálit. 100 metrů. 49. Rozumím. Cíl. Třetí, šestý, cíl. Třetí, šestý. Osmý, cíl. Konec. Šestý.
Severozápad.
9.
That wasn't me.
Je po něm! Máme raněnýho. 9.
Západ.
Come on, that was the end of the mission right there. Oh, that was it. That one last guy got me just as the mission ended. Are you kidding me? Oh well, at least we get to do it one more time. Okay. We made several mistakes. We decided not to check our backblast when I started firing that RPG into the mortar pit. And I hope to God that those 3 people dead behind me were not my fault. That was pretty intense. I could not speak. I was like focused. Okay, back to it.
Mám cíl, můžu pálit. 200 metrů.
8. 7. Cíl.
Devátý, 6. cíl. Devátý, 6. Rozumím, konec.
Severozápad 100 metrů.
Druhý, 4. cíl. 5. 3. cíl. Rozumím, konec. 5. 3. cíl.
Máme raněný. 8. To schytal.
Severozápad.
To schytal. 7. Cíl. 5. 3. cíl.
Západ 100 metrů. Třetí. Přebírám velení. 4. 3. Doplním přelivu. 3. Rozumím, konec. 7. cíl. 5. Cíl.
Čtvrtý. Cíl.
Pátý, druhý.
Prosím, konec.
Cíl zničený!
Devátý, pátý, cíl. Čisto. Nepřítel! Sedmý, cíl.
Kontakt!
Západ.
Cíl zničený.
Mám cíl, můžu pálit.
Woo! Well done. Okay. Yeah, we suffered heavy casualties, the squads that moved in, my relevant squads. So 2 of my characters died. And quite a few of my squad mates have died as well. That includes a lot of the support corps. So that was a 33-minute battle. That was not bad. Went exactly how we wanted it to go. That's really good. Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, that's a good map. I like the transition from an open field battle to a forced battle, because that's quite intense. That was actually quite an intense firefight. That was really good. You can see, yeah. There's a lot of units. It was really laggy at the beginning, which was kind of a problem. But once we pushed through, yeah, once we got to this point, in fact, I might play a bit of spectator mode. Yeah, once we got to this point, it was quite, like, dangerous because we were right there. And that APC, you could just see people walking across the horizon here, and they just get destroyed by this BRDM. And there's like a few soldiers near it trying to protect it, and there's a few guys here trying to protect that, and there's a squad. Yeah, there's pretty much just a squad and a few snipers and a few infantry around protecting the main compound itself. The rest of these guys are in reserve and they go off to fight. A few of these guys stay behind. Maybe we might retreat here and then they fight. So the battle is quite dynamic in that way. And you can just see, yeah, that's insane. Let's do a bit of background work right here. First, I'm going to show you the actual what the effect. So you saw at the beginning was those two fighter jets, those 2 NATO fighter jets that flew over and started pelting enemy positions. They were mainly aiming at the 2 cannons and like the surrounding defensives, trying to just like punch a hole and just like whittle and like scare them in the initial assault. Look how cool that looks. Just like a proper battle.
Nebyl švastí! Spálit. Nestřílejte!
Okay, so that's pretty cool. I'll show you one little behind the scenes thing. That IDAP center I was talking about. This is a few times if I actually want to play like a little bit of role playing and have and try to like save some civilians and stuff. It's actually kind of fun. And they can sort of just hear the fire in the distance.
Třetí, doplň střelivo.
So that's the whole gist of it. Yeah, it's it's pretty cool. It's a nice little map. You saw it was a fun little battle. It's quite an eventful one. It gets quite intense and fun. You can see the battlefield's kind of littered with these like wrecks, these old relics of past battles. See entire convoys being destroyed, and like towns that are in rubble. So they kind of give the feel that this is really no man's land, where like units have tried to push across but just been destroyed and couldn't be recovered. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really it. That's all I wanted to show off here. I'll be showing off more battles because I have plenty more to work with. The next one's probably going to be the Battle of Ortega. That's actually one of my most intricate battles. It is a bit laggy at first, but it's a bit fun. I'm going to check and hope to God that the fucking recording came out okay. I always make a mistake or two. That's really it. That's really fun. Yeah, I like making those little battles and giving it some context. So I spent a bit of an hour beforehand making all of those briefing stuff. Really, it was just the battle as it is, but that just gave it a lot of context. So that's really fun. I was liking quite a bit. There we go. Oh boy. God, that lag. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Why? What am I doing? What am I doing with my hair? So yeah, that's really it. And while I try to adjust my hair, I'll leave you at that. That's really fun. That's a really fun thing. Okay. Ciao.